Hello there guys, this is Dino Man here, and today we are covering the 2018 figures that I almost forgot to do, so I'm going to do them so that way I've covered them all, and that is the 2018 Schleich figures, and I'm going to show you them in the order that I saw them. So, probably most of you know Schleich. They're one of the big four, as I like to call them. The big four being Safari, Collecta, Papo, and of course Schleich. They're really truly the biggest. They're pretty much the biggest of the dinosaur figure making companies. Now, Schleich has never been my favorite. They have made a couple good ones, such as their Dunkleosteus and their Kentrosaurus is kind of decent, but for the most part, their figures, I just don't really like them. I really truly just don't. I prefer Safari and Collecta most, and Papo somewhat. But this year, Schleich have really surprised me, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first up for the Schleich 2018 figures is the Triceratops. Now this figure seems kinda decent. It's not super accurate, especially in the feet region, but definitely is very nice, and upon first seeing it I was like, ooh, it looks like Schleich are doing another fairly good figure, kinda like their Dunkleosteus and Kentrosaurus. I kinda like the reds around the frill. I don't think I will get this figure, but maybe, but I don't believe so. It's definitely not the top of my list. Just something about it, and I definitely would prefer the Safari one because it is more accurate and is still very, very nice. Moving on to the next one that I saw, and once I saw this one I was like, are you sure this is Schleich and you didn't get your sources mixed up? This is their Dino Gorgon, which is a Gorgonopsid, which was a type of early stem mammal-like reptile thing. And this figure just absolutely blew me away upon first looking at it. I mean, it doesn't really have any Schleichiness at all, and I think we all kind of know what like Schleichiness is. Schleich has this kind of theme, if you know what I mean, kind of going on with their figures that has really never appealed to me, but this figure looks great. I mean, it's definitely not perfect, especially in the accuracy department, but it definitely is a much better figure that we have been getting from Schleich in a while. I definitely think I might end up getting this one, though we will see. Next up is the Psittacosaurus, and this is, in my opinion, the most detailed thing that is coming out this year, at least. I mean, just look. It looks like it has such incredibly good scalation and scale detail on there. It really is incredible. I love the color scheme as well and the pose. Now, the color scheme is not super accurate. It is possible that Psittacosaurus had that coloration that some species did, because at the end of the day, we've only found the coloration on one species, and look at lions, tigers, jaguars, and leopards. They all have very different color schemes, yet they're all within the same genus. So that shows you that things can have different color schemes. Now, I'm not entirely sure if green is a super realistic color scheme to go with, but I still think it's very nice. It looks very nice on this figure. Next up is their Oviraptor. And this is, in my opinion, the weakest one that they're doing this year. It has some pretty good feather detailing, but it really is lacking on the paint job. The whole thing's basically just a solid gray color with some blue on the back, and the claws are kind of painted, and the tongue and the eyes painted. But other than that, it really is just not super good. It isn't a tripod, but it's a naturalistic tripod, but I don't really know if an Oviraptor would ever bend its tail down like that. So this is probably the weakest figure they're doing this year. I definitely do not think I'll be getting this one. And then now is the last figure that Schleich is doing this year. Another one I think I might end up getting is the Tawa. Now this blew me away that Schleich's even doing this, because I've never heard of the Tawa. So I would never have thought I would never have thought that Schleich would do something so incredibly obscure. So the Tawa here, the feet are definitely a bit oversized. The back of it, I believe those are feathers, but from the image, I just cannot tell. They might be... They look almost like spines on the back to me, but I think they're most likely feathers. And this definitely looks very nice. The hands are accurate. One of the things I do know about Tawa, in the little bit that I've heard of it since this, is that the hands did indeed look like that. So they're all good. I definitely might get this figure. We'll see. So overall, with the Schleich for 2018 figures, I definitely don't think that they're doing as well as some of the other companies. I think Collecta and Safari definitely have them beat. Papo is not having quite the strongest year this year, and Schleich is definitely not having as strong as some of the other companies, but I think this is their strongest year in a long, long time, which is really good to see, and to think that this might be a sign that Schleich is kind of starting to turn around and will actually start to be doing fairly good figures at the very least, which is always welcomed by my standards. So I definitely hope that for 2019, Schleich start, more developing in this dinosaur figure line and start developing some more along the lines of Papo and Collecta and Safari. But at the end of the day, we shall see. But leave it down in the comment section what you think about these figures. Leave your thoughts and opinions. You don't have to agree with me, of course. You could have the complete opposite opinions of me. Still leave your thoughts down in the comment section. I would love to hear what you guys think about this incredibly dramatic change in Schleich that totally caught me off guard. But anyway, that is it for this video. Dino Man, out.